America is exceptional. I can deny it no longer. I'm sorry, guys. The jig is up, as it were. America is exceptional in the sense that the US administration sees clearly that China is their rival, their primary rival, but the American administration also at the same time help China, their aforementioned rival. That's definitely exceptional work. Credit given where credit is due. Now, Trump has committed to slapping 50% sweeping tariffs on the giant of South Asia, India. Why? Because India buys Russian oil and that makes America slippery. I mean, salty. Trump is using tariffs as a punishment. They're called secondary tariffs, look it up. Now, as I've discussed in several videos at this point, China is positioning itself as the opposite of America in terms of its foreign policy. China's message to the world is clear. We are open for business. You work with us, we make the best offers and promise no emotional damage like you get with America. India is accepting this invitation, basically. The two most populous nations on earth have committed to take steps to work closer together and open up dialogue to try and resolve long standing issues like the territory disputes they have on either side of the Himalayas, Aksai Chin in Kashmir, for example. You can look into it further. Now, the countries have agreed already to reopen commercial flights to and from each nation, ease visa processing, boost trade and cultural exchange, and of course, boost the stability of BRICS and Asia as a result overall. If these two nations can work together, the global south would be a lot more resilient. America would very much have benefited, I should point out at this moment, they would have very much benefited from working with India, building closer ties with India. You see, geopolitically, with enough warmth and incentive from the Yanks, the US, my analytical assessment is America could very well have supported India's development as they're currently 20 to 50 years behind China. Depends what analyst you ask. If America said, we'll help you develop quicker, the Americans could have then used India as an anchor next door to China, who is their open rival at the moment, Cold War 2.0, as it is ongoing and ramping up. A nation that can disrupt trade and sea lanes that China relies on, India, could have been a US ally, essentially, a nuclear armed nation in the heart of the global south that could have supported America in any Cold War 2.0 maneuvers moving forward. But Trump, for the time being, has shoved India away from the States, and China was waiting with a plush cushion for India to sit on and a warm cup of tea already brewed. What nobody is talking about, but I will briefly to wrap this one up, is the potential for one of the biggest geostrategic shifts in decades in this region of the world. If India continues to drift towards China, we may see a time when China aligned Pakistan and China aligned India because of their mutual partnership, both to the Titan of Asia, Zhongguo, China. They actually, therefore, stop fighting, right? If hostility between Pakistan and India is lowered, it could signal a subcontinent wide reconciliation and economic boom that could develop into another entire pole in the multipolar world order we are all headed into. India and Pakistan might have their hostility, the tension between them, lower and lower and lower to the point where economic prosperity by working together looks so juicy and because of their mutual connection to China, security is assured to the point where it's much more likely they would get even closer than would be likely that they would drift apart again and actually get into conflict with one another. Now, that sort of potential outcome, a unifying Indian subcontinent, is a long way off and a huge topic that I'm sure many of my viewers would have strong opinions about, Pakistanis and Indians alike. And this video has now come to an end, so we won't talk about that anymore. That geopolitical long-term, mid to long-term forecast I have of the Indian subcontinent working closer together, Bangladesh, India, Pakistan primarily, and becoming one of the poles, essentially, in a multipolar world order. Is 50 years into the future, and it relies on a lot going right, as it were, for that to be the case. For now, thank you guys for your support. Keep learning, keep teaching others, keep sharing my work, keep supporting my efforts, be that through Patreon monetarily or through liking and commenting and bookmarking, which is plenty of support regardless, even if it's not money. Overall, thanks for being yourself and just showing up and having a sit down with me, having some tea, having some juice, having some coffee, or putting my phone on, putting your phone rather on the car dashboard and listening to me yammer away. I appreciate it. And in exchange for you just showing up and for you just being yourself, I'll just show up and I'll keep being myself, rambling included. Deal? Deal. Okay. For the unbiased news and analysis without the Western spin, I'm Muffles, and I'll see you on the next one. It's been a long day.